Hello and welcome to the latest of my Inside Tracks. Today I want to share with you an event which peaks on the 28th of May but started to manifest itself on the 24th and will go on through to the 31st of May within 3 degrees, and that is the square or 90-degree angle which is abrasive between the Sun in Gemini and Saturn in Pisces. This is a really quite complex influence. I'm going to share what this means in terms of the overall impact, but also I'm going to just share with you briefly the solar event chart, which I feel will be very helpful so we can relate to this collectively, but also the event chart based on Placidus. Now, when this occurs is at 10:45 a.m. Universal Time, and it sees the Sun and also Saturn at 6 degrees and 52 minutes. Now, if you're a returning visitor, thank you so much for joining me once more. If you're new here, it's great to have you with us, and I'd be honoured if you'd subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. Also, if you'd like to get your free written daily horoscope fired to your device each morning, please see the subscription link beneath this video. I've been writing these for 28 years. And it will be a really lovely thing to share them with you. So first of all, let's just explore the themes of the Sun in Gemini. This is very much about everyday communication. It's very quick, bright and breezy. It's an air sign, that communication, but it's also mutable, so it likes to flex. It needs a lot of stimulation. And Saturn, also in a mutable sign of Pisces, is a water sign, but Saturn of course can slow things down and be quite inhibiting. The metaphor I'd use to describe this event is rather like trying to drive the car with the handbrake on. We know the car will still move forwards, but it creates a lot of resistance, and I think that really sums up what this event can feel like. For example, we may know that we need to get in touch with someone, but lack a little bit of desire and drive to actually pick up the phone and call them. Or it may be that our nervous system feels quite drained. So if you do feel weary over these few days, try to take it in your stride. It is a time we can achieve things, but we need to narrow our focus as much as we possibly can in order that we're not spreading ourselves too thinly. Now, the other thing about having Saturn in the overall chart of Pisces, it's in house 12. And this can see some complexes from our past come up into our consciousness, maybe some anxieties or doubts. Perhaps we want to just withdraw a little bit from other people just when the Sun's pushing us to be really bright, breezy and interactive. But Saturn and the Sun is not a bright and breezy influence. It's one which can create a sort of sense that everything is heavy going, rather like walking through a field of glue. So if you do feel a little bit lower in spirits, not so bright and vibrant as you would like to feel, this explains why. Now let's just think about this event in terms of the natal chart. Funnily enough, the ascendant is on the anaretic point in Leo, so 29 degrees and 45 minutes, so right at the very end. So really the overlay is very Virgoan, and it puts Saturn in house 7. Now that's really significant because that's the sector of relationships, but also where we need to set our boundaries. But the Sun's high in the sky in the 10th house, where we're thinking about our professional interactions. So I think this event could flag up for us all relationship issues in a professional context, or with a line manager or someone who works for us, or if we're looking for a job. I think at the moment it may feel that our desire to have a breakthrough, receive recognition and have extra support in terms of our goals and ambitions can really be slowed down by other people's critical comments, or it could feel that someone doesn't have our best interests at heart, because in traditional astrology, the 7th house can be open enemies. So we just need to be aware of that. But just going back to the 12th, 3rd house influence of the solar chart, I also think some things can come into the open that maybe for some people they would rather were kept much closer to their chests. So I think this is a good time to avoid social media a bit more, to be honest, because so much information bombards us these days, very Gemini, and Saturn's asking us to rest, recuperate, just withdraw a little bit. And as you can see from the natal chart, perhaps think a little bit more carefully about our professional relationships and alliances. Now, I just want to tell you, because Saturn goes into a retrograde on the 17th of June at 7 degrees and 12 minutes in Pisces, it will rewind through to the 4th of November, and at that point it's at just over a third of a minute in the sign of Pisces. But what it means is that when the Sun makes its way into Sagittarius on the 23rd of November, once more we'll have this square repeated, but that time it would be a 9th 12th influence rather than a 3/12, and that's going to be very amplifying for any anxieties. We also have an opposition on August the 27th, and if you're really into astrology, you'll know that we had a conjunction in February when Saturn was still in Aquarius before it made its way into the sign of Pisces on the 7th of March. So those are 4 really big aspects that we're encountering this year. Remember, Saturn is the ruler of time. The Sun's very much about our desire, our soul journey, and wanting to manifest our talents. So in Gemini, communicate our ideas. But I think we could feel a dip in our vitality, our enthusiasm, or even our sense of trust in other people. So some fair weather friendships can be revealed over the next few days. Now, if you would like to gain from serious astrology, if you give me 3 pieces of your personal birth data of time, date and place of birth, I can produce for you your life roadmap report. This will give you a much clearer and more intimate understanding of the patterns that have gone on since you were born. Some of these will be giving you opportunities, some of them could be challenges. With the challenges, understanding them more clearly can help you to overcome some of those, but also you can work with your qualities much more persuasively. Now, in my special package of 30% off, you can also get your 12-month personal forecast. This will give you searing insights for the months ahead, totally unique to you, these charts, based on that birth information. And please see below for more.